Hi guys, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Tyranny. Not Tyranny. Tyranny. We are up here on the new spire, and we can build stuff here. I guess the building's up here, or whatever. The other one we can hire people. Here we can build a building, but we have to pay upkeep, so I don't want to do that yet. Let's see, any new quests? Seats of Power. You have been witness to your own unique ability to ascend to the top of the spires. These monolithic structures serve as excellent bases of operation in order to bolster the war efforts in the tiers. You should seek out more spires. Perhaps by doing so, you might uncover more of the mystery behind their power and why you have such an affinity to them. Claim the remaining spires in the tiers. 2 of 5. Across the tiers, there are a number of spires that dot the horizon. The 2 you have claimed have proven to be a valuable asset to the war effort in the tiers. Claiming the rest should help you widen your conquest. The War of the Archons has begun. Support Graven Ash's initial attempt to pacify the tiers. Maybe we go for this one. The Disfavored General has regrouped his force at the mountain fortress of Ironheart. Travel there to discuss the Archon of War's next move. Tunon is displeased with the chaos. Evidence against Graven Ash, evidence against the voices of Narath. Enlist the aid of Forgebound, no subject to Kairos. Let's go do this one. Runic Hall. Yeah. Let's go there first. Because I want to see out there that door. Only opens from the inside. So we cannot open it? Or is it maybe open now? No, it is not. I guess then we can't do anything here. Damn it. I thought maybe we could find who killed that soldier. Or whatever that is. Let's go talk to the main chick. Maybe now that we awakened the spire, there's some new conversation to have. This one over here. If not, I think we are leaving Lethian's Crossing for now. And go talk to the Archons. See what's going on with them. Fatebinder, you have returned. Yeah, there's nothing new. Okay. So let's move. The rebels are still around somewhere, so maybe we get to fight on the way out? Wasn't there immediately another map? Sunset Spire. Where is our other spire? Secluded Forge? Here, Mountain Spire, right? Vengeance Well, yeah. Why doesn't this have the flag? Oh, the flag is just indicating where we are. Bastard Tier. Here seem to be 2 spires. Where's the last one? This one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. They are not very well evenly distributed. There's some big ones outside too, it seems. Only that one over there? Oh yeah, only this one over here. Okay. This is on the other side of the map almost. Oh, we can... Okay, we transfer immediately from one spire to the other and then we travel there. Okay. That doesn't show me a way. Why? Can't we go to the Bastard City? Secluded Forge? Ironheart? What if I click there? Okay, it shows me that after all. Forge-bound supply cache. This location was used as a forge-bound supply drop for materials shipped by water, but has fallen into disuse following increased wartime instability. Ulantis showed you this location, which may still have items of use to you. This location has been unlocked due to conquest decisions. Okay. In Haven. The ladies and lords of the coastal realm of Haven are known to spend as much energy fighting each other as they do the other realms. In recent generations, many of the coastal cities rebelled and became known as the Free Cities, lawless dots among the coast. The majority of the realm's political and economic might resided within them, and by the time of Cairo's conquest of the Tiers, all major coastal powers had declared independence. This left Haven with an ambiguous ruling structure that could not simultaneously weather political infighting and armed conflict, granting Cairo's forces an easy victory. And this belongs to Haven, I think. Sunset Spire. It doesn't even call it the town anymore. Mountain Spire. Yeah, Lethian's Crossing is not even a thing anymore. Let's go get these supplies. No ambushes on the way, that's good. A dog? A boar? Where are we? Oh, we are up there. I didn't even see us. This seems to be quite a small map. An axe. Oh, we have to go around. Okay, so maybe let's go slowly. Scroll. I shouldn't be selling my scrolls. The crates are overflowing with spoiled food. Okay. Yeah, this is a very small place. It's just for loot, I guess. Light leather boots. Bronze Qatar.
I'm carrying too much.
Some more resources. Yeah, those materials, are those the materials we get for the spires? Yes. Bronze ingot, iron ingot, alchemy supplies, hide, and scrolls. Okay.
Too much.
And we have a missive, that's right, on the subject of the spires. My dear Archon's Will, the court is all buzz with the news of the civil war. Representatives from the chorus and the Disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. The petitioners to the court seem swept up in talks of who will crush whom, and if and when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the infighting. The fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Thwendrian's Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claimed the mountain spire. And you broke Cairo's edict too. Such things make a little civil war seem so trivial in comparison, at least to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict, and how is it you took control of the spire? Fatebinder Rogulus. Explain the experience as best as you can. Who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is, but he works for Tunon. So explain the experience as best as you can. Oh, it even gives me the answer. I didn't notice that the last time. Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's grip release. The floor of Ascension Hall gave way, unearthing a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. As for how I actually claimed the spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Atop the spire is an old structure, a twin-tinned edifice. I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. This structure spoke to me in sensations and images, and it seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened as best as I can think to describe. Does any of this sound familiar or bring to mind any old histories or rumors? Okay. So that's another way to get some more background information. So this was it for this map, it seems. Just a little bit of looting. So yeah, let's go to Iron Heart. Talk to Ashen Grave. Encounter in Lethean's Crossing. So all of this is Lethean's Crossing, I guess. After a few hours of difficult travel through an area with dense undergrowth, you happen upon a small stream where you can refill your water skins and wash the sweat from your brow. Nearby you spot a large copse of narrow trees with leaf-bearing vines coiling around their trunks. As the vines snake upward, dozens of thin yellowish-green stems spring forth along the plant's cane. Some of them stiff and upright, others dropping downward like long hairs. At the end of these stems, an explosion of bright orange berries radiates outwards. Ripe and abundant, to your eye they appear to be bristleberries. They are a very distinctive fruit, nutritious and energizing. They're also, unfortunately, exceedingly similar in appearance to bristlebane, a berry that is tolerated by beastmen and animals, but rather toxic to humans. Examine the berries. Clustered together in tight droplets, the berries vary from bright orange to a yellowish orange color. The size of each individual fruit differs slightly between bristleberry and bristlebane, but it's very difficult to determine without the two side by side. Examine the vine's leaves. The leaves extending from the main vine are bright green and lobed, with edges resembling undulating hills. This matches an old saying you recall about the berries. Leaves like hills, safe from chills. Leaves like rain, unending pain. Rub the berry pits against your skin. Better to test with your skin rather than your stomach. You break off a cluster and mash the berries between your fingers, revealing the tiny pits inside. Working in slow circles, you rub them against your arm for a few seconds. Your skin remains free of any stinging rash, which you take as a good sign. Eat the berries. You adopt a cautious approach, filling your pouch with berries while eating only a single cluster. The fruit is sweet and tart, surprisingly juicy for its size, and the thought of immediately eating another handful is tantalizing. But you restrain yourself with the stream as your guide. You follow the dense forest and eventually reach the main road with little difficulty. The rush of sugar and euphoria puts a spring in your step. Certain you spotted your edible berry from the toxic, you tear into your pouches and devour the berries, invigorated by every bite. Satisfied, you bound down the road, revitalized for the journey to come. Refreshed. Invigorated. We are all refreshed now, okay. Well, no fighting again. Oh, this place doesn't seem very pleasant. Why would Ash come over here? Well, how do they say? The tougher the training, the easier the fighting? Something like that? Halfway's dead. What the hell? Who is halfway's dead? Alfonso. Who's halfway's dead? Alfonso, the disfavored soldier chuckles with disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fighter. Consider it? Not for a second. We pick our soldiers from elite northern families. We don't recruit from flies buzzing over a mass grave. Are the disfavored so narrow-minded? My gang's strength delivered us across half a dozen battles, with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscript can say the same. The question is not a matter of your skill, but of our breeding, our training, your pedigree. Noticing you, the Iron Guard salutes. Hail, Graven Ash, Fatebinder. If I might take a moment of your time, what do you need? This person comes representing a Scarlet Chorus gang. What did you call yourselves again? The Grinning Bleeders. We have a long and storied reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Killers of the highest order, my gang. He puffs up his chest with pride. Before I was the boss here, I ran with the Broken Shits, the Salty Nightmares, and Trap Gang. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. In any case, he's asking to join the Disfavored, which is out of the question. I've explained the numerous reasons why we can't allow it, but the ranch won't listen. Is that accurate? It is. We're not looking for special treatment. Just a new beginning. Seeing as we're healthy, fit and combat ready, the Ironclads should have no reason to refuse us, he sniffs. Especially since they're low on numbers. That may be true, but it's no excuse to pollute our respectable ranks with your company. We are more than capable. Put any weapon in our hands, or send us on any suicide mission. It'll be mercy compared to what we faced under the voices of Narad. If we joined up, the Disfavored wouldn't have to compromise their staunch northern morals. We would take the bloody work off their hands. I've heard enough. Farewell. It's not my problem. Let them do what they want. Achilles and Iron Welder. Iron Welder? No, Iron Walker. Iron Walker, Iron Walker. Greetings, Fatebinder. Achilles, 32nd Legion. The soldier salutes. Glad to see Tunon's agent grace your heart. Grace Ironheart. Ash's troop has no lack of order, but a servant of the court is always welcome. Between our missing commanders and a Scarlet Chorus lieutenant pinned down, I'm afraid we have our hands full. I suppose I can spare a moment for conversation. You need something from me? Tell me about the Scarlet Chorus lieutenant. Seems our troops have this little maggot of Scarlet Chorus lieutenant cornered over at Keto Village. From what I'm hearing, it's the same guy who's been ransacking our caravans the past few weeks. If I wasn't already handling something for Ash, I'd go and skin the filth myself. You being here simplifies matters. Make sure this lieutenant doesn't leave the village with his life. I will handle it. Good of you to pitch in. No one will mourn the loss of one more chorus rat. He marks a location on your map. Farewell. Okay.
There! See that?
Yeah, I see that. It's in a stall, but pretend
I'm carrying
it's
too
not.
much.
The stall contains spoils acquired on the battlefield, all of it neatly labeled and organized. Oxtrick, Ovinus, another one of these. What are all of these doing here? Kind of you to stop and chat. I'm in a sticky situation, and no one in my gang is alive or around to help me out. Stop wasting the Fatebinder's time. He has better things to do than listen to some criminals mooling. I'll be the judge of that. Tell me of your problem, soldier. Quite right. Farewell. Yeah, it's not my problem. Elixir of Resolve and a throwing dagger. Okay.
I'm carrying too much.
Oh, we can sleep here? Yes, okay. Oh, this camp is quite big actually, it seems. Graven Ash is up there. How do we get there? Oh, through here. Lol. Let's go down this way first. There seems to be some loot here on the end. And some hidden loots also. Who are you? You must be Fatebinder of Tunon, the disfavored Ironwalker boss. Welcome to Ironheart. I'm sure that Graven Ash appreciates any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming together so that the disfavored are always stretched thinner than we would like. What can I do for you? I'll be on my way. The production of new potions isn't keeping up with demand. Many of these bottles remain empty. Okay. Is this like a merchant? Good to see you, Fatebinder. I hope you're representing the disfavored whilst out, blah blah. Even though you're not a fully fledged disfavored recruit, I've been authorized to grant you purchasing rights from our store. Within certain limits, of course. Show me your wares. I don't want to... Ooh. They seem to have some nice stuff, maybe. But I don't want to sell, to buy right now. Can we get down here somewhere? Somehow. Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay. But it's quite a big camp, it seems. That's Akalos, Graven Ash, Osmia, and Zephylos. Osmia, he wanted something, I think. Oh. They have quite a lot of dudes ready here for fight. These reports list all known Scarlet Chorus outposts and strongholds as well as group compositions. It's safe to assume that Graven Ash has his own eyes and ears within the ranks of the enemies. Okay, and no one is allowed inside, it seems? This castle or whatever this is? Okay. So, Graven Ash. Fatebinder. No one in recent history has reached the pinnacle of a spire, and yet you step to the top as if they were intended for your occupation. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm still figuring out what it could mean. Take care with your curiosity then. If the arcana behind the spires has been lost, there's likely a good reason behind it. I would hate to lose a capable agent due to some calamity. What is it you require? We have a realm to conquer, in the name of Kairos. What's our next move? Glory to the Overlord, he shouts, and the breastplates of the surrounding disfavored rattle with their salutes. With the voices of Nerad's betrayal of our cause, our mission to control this forsaken peninsula has become all the more dire. We had thought the Vendrian Guard were the final dead rattle of this region. Of this region's defiance, we were wrong. The tears have risen up against Kairos, emboldened by their countrymen. And while the Disfavored labor to maintain order, the serpent, the voice of Nerat, grows his army of lunatics and sellswords, preparing to lash out when we least suspect it. There can be no peace while Voices of Nerat lives, and no order while the Scarlet Chorus rampage across these lands. The elimination of chaos must be our first priority, then we will have our time to govern the tiers as Kairos intended. Can I depend upon your support against this scourge? Tell me more of the tiers uprising. I try not to bother myself with the details. These objectors will be dealt with and forgotten soon enough. I know of the Unbroken, a group of former stalwart miscreants that arose in the Blade Grave, arming themselves with a misguided sense of national pride. Beyond them, the dissident elements of this fallen realm interest me little. What would you have me do? Our position of authority in the Blade Grave is far from secure. We need to establish ourselves in the region in order to cultivate our strength for the battle to come. As soon as I am confident in our chances, we will depart this realm and wipe the Chorus threat from the face of Tyrantus. The Unbroken, former daughters and sons of Stalwart, vex our efforts to secure this region. The Edict of Storms offers them cover. They slip past our patrols in the light of day, hiding their movement behind clouds of dust and debris. Kairos cast this blight on the country to set an example, not to plague those of us loyal to the north. You must travel to Sentinel Stand and seek out Stridus Herodin. He is the last of the old stalwart bloodline who called themselves regent. Put him to the sword and end this edict once and for all. Why is he so important to the edict? He would neither surrender nor impel his soldiers to do so. As such, Kairos decreed that storms would ravage the country until the regent was dead. Stridus Herodin was free to kill himself, of course, but he was either too proud or too gutless for the task. Why has no one killed him? Because he persists in crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Stand. With the Edict of Storms raging around the citadel, no one has been able to enter or exit since the last year of the conquest. No bird or missive has left the windfall either. The edict is all the proof we have that Herodin still lives. Tell me of the edict. Kairos visited this plague upon the people of Stalwart to punish their leaders, cowardice. We had thought the edict would have been dispelled long ago, but to our dismay it endures. The rust and debris filling the air is a source of constant irritation, and hampers our ability to conduct this war on our terms. You should consider the subjugation of Stalwart and the ending of this edict tasks of equal importance. Thankfully, your goals are well matched. The persistence of the edict is tied to Herodin's bloodline. Kairos decreed that the storms will continue until the last of the regions is slain, and the regions to end the edict and return to me victorious. Find the last regent, kill him, end this edict of storms, and stauch this seeping wound of rebellion once and for all. The downfall of the Unbroken and the old regent will send a message throughout the tiers. Our rule is absolute, and dissidents will not be tolerated. I will travel to Sentinel Stand and judge by my findings. If your perspective is as lawful and orderly as it ought to be, the right path should seem clear. The Unbroken must be destroyed and the edict must end. Should you arrive at any other conclusion, I suggest that you stifle your opinion and follow orders like any good soldier. There's one final matter to discuss. My daughter went missing in the second year of the conquest. I have reason to believe she is trapped in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. If you can find Amelia, bring her to me. Bring her home to me. How do you know she's in Sentinel Stand? It is the one location in all of Stalwart we cannot reach. If her detachment of soldiers was taken captive, we should have been placed beyond my power. She would have been placed beyond my power. No doubt for the southern wretches to use for negotiation. His expression twists with distaste. What makes you think she's still alive? We have traveled together through this fallen, corrupt land. You are no doubt aware of the ages. Graven Ash, Archon of War, is capable of shielding his soldiers from injury and fatigue. His protective influence exerts itself even from far away, or as he sleeps. You understand how this arcane power works, but all who have faced the Disfavored in battle will attest that Ash's soldiers can survive serious harm and shrug off the fatigue of starvation. I extend to my troops. It is the boon I grant my northerners for loyal service and devotion to our shared cause. As my army feels my guardianship, I am keenly aware of them in turn. They concern their pain. It is my burden to carry as their leader. Amelia is alive. I have awoken at night in cold sweats, my bile rising with violence. What torment she suffers at the hands of those stalwart animals is a mystery. I only want her restored to heal in the company of the Legion. I'll find her. I'll ensure her safe return. That is all I ask. Amelia is but one soldier. Yet if I had the forces to dispatch, I would make her retrieval my highest priority. She is a commander of the highest renown, and a paragon of northern values. Fatebinder, I offer you my support on this mission. The Blade Grave is a place of memory. I left many cohorts buried amongst the ruins, and no small part of myself as well. Would you elaborate? The matter is a sensitive one, but I fear to speak in the company of Great General, though he doubtlessly knows it already. Barrack attempts to stand tall before Graven Ash. Speak on, son of Barraconin. Nothing I've seen you accomplish in the field has diminished you in my eyes, and I know my soldiers as well as I know myself. Ash nods with approval. I lost countrymen by the hundreds in the last day of the Stalwart campaign, and for my troubles I became fused in this armor. The Blade Grave is the last place I ever felt human. That is all I will say about it now. The last battle of Stalwart was a terrible time, perhaps most of all for you, who survived. I mourn those we lost, and recite their names often during the mourning drills. We cannot restore their broken bodies to the north, but we can remember them as they were. Is that all? Your manner has changed. Barry stands straighter, and for a moment you can't tell if he's going to lash out or crumble into himself. You are prepared for anything. After a long pause, his shoulders sag the slightest bit. My cohort marched on Sentinel Stand to complete a mission. We failed. The walls of the keep defied us, and the last regent of Stalwart refused to meet us in battle. The coming of Kairos' edict cut us off from our objective. Because of this, the Blade Grave is also a place of regret. You have much invested in this mission. Of course you can accompany me. I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Graven Ash is attentive and understanding to each of his troops, and it pleases me to see his example in you. And in you, Armored One, never forget that I found you at the mere germination of your potential, and you have accomplished much in the ensuing years. Thank you, General. Though it's impossible to tell through his helmet, you assume that Barrack is blushing. Your map is already marked with the position of Sentinel Stand. It would take me 100 lifetimes to forget those old walls, or the day the edict shatters our advance. Let's be off then. Okay, a new mission, a new quest, and a new episode. So, no fighting this time either, but that will be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Come back for more, and I will see you soon. Bye.